Neil, understand you've been lobster fishing?
I have, yes. Caught a large lobster off the point here behind us. It was a nine and a half pound lobster. Gave some of us quite a fright.
And how did it feel hauling it out of the sea?
It felt like a big lump of wood dragging along the bottom of the floor.
So were you on your own when you
No, there
caught
was four of us. We were four of us and my son here. But we didn't see it till it appeared right at the base of the wall here.
And what were you fishing for originally?
Anything off the bottom, really. Not crab or lobster. It was quite a surprise.
And just tell me, what was the first sign that you had something really big on the end of your line?
When the rod nearly bent in half, right over.
And what did you think it would be on the end?
Well, first of all, there was all the jokes that we had, the normal jokes, like it's a great big lump of seaweed.
Or an old boot.
Yeah, or an old boat, and then or a shopping trolley. But no, it was mentioned that it could have been a thornback ray. It was quite a struggle to start bringing it in, and then like I say, as soon as it appeared at the wall, it was a shock to everybody.
And did it try and crawl away or jump back into the sea?
No. It was when we went to the wall. A friend of mine, Paul, he went down to the bottom of the wall to lift it out of the water. It was quite flapping in his hands. He grabbed it by the tail because the claws were so big. So and we lifted it up onto the tarmac here. I was stood there right on the corner, casting out towards the red buoy. Reeled it in right onto the corner here, and then pulled it around in the water to the bottom of the steps, where Paul lifted it out up to the bottom of the monument there.
Okay, so how big is the lobster officially?
The lobster is officially 9.45 pounds.
And what does that mean? Is that a record break?
Not that I know of. I've checked on the internet for various things, and the only thing that I can find is a couple of years ago in Scotland there was an 8-pound lobster brought in with a rod. There's been plenty bigger lobsters caught with a boat, trawling and dredging, but I can't find anything that's that big with a rod.
So what are the plans for the lobster now?
I think the lobster is going to be auctioned this Saturday, and the aquarium is going to match the highest bid, and the lobster will be released back into the wild.
Is that for a charity, the auction?
I think that the charity that they're auctioning it for is the Royal Naval Lifeboat Institute.
Okay. And how happy about that? I mean, did you want to sort of tuck into it, or?
No, that's fine. I may catch it again.
Yeah, it's amongst the largest lobsters I've ever seen.
Is it a world record beater?
I don't think it's a world record beater, no, but it's certainly unusually large. I think the biggest one in the UK was about 1.2 metres, 10-pounder. This one's about 8 pounds, something like that. So it's big, and it's an old lobster.
And how rare is it to catch something like this off the Plymouth Sound?
It is unusual. I mean, actually, there was one caught in a very similar place about 10 years ago. By a fisherman as well, that was a little bit smaller than this one. The rocks under the water, under the sea here, play home to quite a few lobsters, but to see one this size is quite unusual, particularly this far inshore.
So do you think a lot of fishermen will be coming down here now to try and catch the equivalent or even bigger?
Well, let's hope that not. Let's hope they don't target them. Certainly, I mean, when they're caught, it can be a nice surprise for a fisherman. But I think particularly something of that size, of that age, it would be nice to let it kind of live out its years. It's been around as long as I have. I think they deserve to have a chance to live out their years in the sea.
So approximately how old is the lobster?
Well, it's very difficult to tell when they get above about 20 years. It's difficult to tell because as lobsters grow, they molt, and they grow new shells periodically. As they get older, they slow down in their molting. This one is got a fairly clean shell, so it's molted reasonably recently. We think it's probably somewhere between 30-40 years, something like that.
And how old can they live to?
Well, it depends on which reports you read. It's believed that they can live for up to 60 years, maybe 80, maybe 100. But there was one caught maybe 8 years ago, which was thought to be about 60 years old. So, I mean, this lobster could live for quite a few years yet.
What are the plans for the lobster now?
Well, we heard about the catch the aquarium, and we heard what the fate of the lobster, so we thought it might be interesting to see if we could help save the lobster and put it back in the sea. Hopefully we want to get it back into the environment that it was caught from, give it a fighting chance of living a few more years, you know, in an environment that it enjoys in beautiful Plymouth Sound.
So probably the largest lobster I've ever been offered, 4.25 kilos. That's quite a significant weight. That would certainly feed 4 people. Well, the market price, I sell lobster at £15 a pound, so the market price is £170, but being as it's for a very good charity, I would expect it to raise at least double that.
How much lobster do you sell at your restaurant?
Well, we sell about 100 lobsters a week, so we get through 5,000 odd lobsters a year, and that is the largest lobster I've ever been offered. The largest lobsters that we normally stock are about 3 kilos, so it's 1.5 kilo per half lobster. That is about a kilo and a quarter bigger than any other lobster that I've been offered.
Do you think we'll ever see anything like this again?
Yes, I think you know, that lobster is probably only 35, 40 years old. They can live up to the grand old age of some 60 years, sometimes longer. So I think it's highly unusual because it's unusual that they're so close inland. Normally, as they get older, I think they tend to go further deeper into the sea. So it's unusual in that sense, but yes, it's a sustainable stock, and there's plenty of lobsters out there, and there are some grand old boys who haven't been caught yet, and girls. Lobster meat doesn't get worse or better as it ages. It stays pretty similar because of the nature of them shedding their skins and then regrowing the new muscle inside when we're eating the muscle. So it doesn't get any more or less tender as they get older. So it'll just be yet again the most extraordinary taste because it is still new muscle inside. So it's the best meat in the world to my mind, which is why I specialise in it.
Yeah, I'll take the tray away.
Okay.
Ready? It's all yours.
I watched him pull it in, and it was extraordinary.
Fantastic.
Standing there.
Massive.
Is it heavy, Eleanor?
Yeah, it is. It's a hefty amount, definitely.
The sea here
I can see its little eyes looking at me.
is dark brown.
There's power, you can feel the power
Yeah,
when he moves
this
his claws.
claw is just...
And I've never seen a day's fishing like it.
He's stiff though. Oh no, he's moving.
Never ever seen a day's fishing.
Maybe
it
time to
wiggling?
go back on the tray.
Putting a line over with the 5 hooks on it, and then getting 5 back.
Whoa, look at that. Big spread.
I've never seen it. Sorry.
Don't want to get my finger caught in there.
Never seen it on this big.
Neither do I.